Please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
To Lebanon, as tensions against Iran-backed Hezbollah rise, Riyadh is blaming a weekend missile attack that originated in Yemen on Hezbollah. Saudi Arabia has called it an act of war. In an exclusive interview with Foreign Minister Abdel Al-Jubeir, Hadley Gamble asked if the country is headed for conflict with the Islamic Republic.
We hope not. The missile was Iranian built. It is similar to a missile that was launched against the city of Yanbu on the 22nd of July. It's a Qaim missile, has a range of over 900 kilometers. It was smuggled into Yemen in parts and then assembled in Yemen, we believe, by Revolutionary Guards and Hezbollah experts. And then it was launched at our city. We believe that the missile that landed in Riyadh is of a similar make, and we hold Iran responsible for this. They're the ones who provided the missiles in violation of UN Security Council Resolution 2216. We believe that it was Iranian experts and Hezbollah experts who taught and coordinated the attack against Saudi Arabia. So we believe that this could be considered an act of war.
President Trump tore up a historic nuclear agreement with Iran earlier this year. There is a lot of concern that the Iranians are moving to a nuclear weapon. Is this about a race against the clock? Is this about getting basically neutralizing Iran before they can become a nuclear power?
It's about fixing a deal that needed to be fixing. The nuclear agreement was weak. It has a sunset provision which expires 12 years after the signing of the agreement, which lifts the restrictions on how many centrifuges Iran can have. The Iranians theoretically could have 50,000, 100,000 centrifuges. They can produce enough enriched material for a bomb within weeks, and this is very, very dangerous. The other provisions that need to be tightened are the inspections provisions to include non-declared sites and military sites, and we would like to see the International Atomic Energy Agency do a much more robust job in dealing with this. That's with regard to the nuclear agreement. The other part has to do with Iran's behavior, its support for terrorism and its ballistic missile program, both of which are violations of international resolutions. And so we would like to see sanctions on Iran for its support of terrorism and sanctions on Iran for violating the ballistic missile resolutions of the United Nations. When you combine those three, fixing the nuclear agreement and holding Iran accountable for its support of terrorism and for its ballistic missile program, then I think we have an effective way of dealing with Iran.
So what about Lebanon? Because you have Saad Hariri resigning as prime minister from Riyadh just a few days ago, and you have the Gulf Affairs minister for Saudi Arabia essentially saying that this country is at war with Lebanon. Is this going to be a situation where Saudi Arabia attacks Hezbollah? What measures are you going to take with regards to Lebanon?
The situation in Lebanon is unfortunate. It is a result of Hezbollah's activities supported by Iran. Hezbollah continues to maintain its militia, even though it should hand over its weapons. There can be no militia outside the scope of government institutions. Hezbollah has put roadblocks in front of every initiative that Prime Minister Hariri tried to implement. Hezbollah pretty much hijacked the Lebanese system. And Hezbollah has been the instrument that Iran uses to dominate Lebanon, the instrument that Iran uses to interfere in Syria with Hamas and with the Houthis. And so we see Hezbollah's mischief all over the region. Hezbollah has been responsible for smuggling weapons into Bahrain. Hezbollah is involved in criminal activities such as drug dealing and money laundering.
But would you consider taking direct action against Hezbollah?
We are saying that the world has to make sure that we designate Hezbollah as a terrorist organization. There can be no difference between a political wing and a military wing. This is a bird with one body and one mind. And Hezbollah needs to be designated. The world needs to take actions in terms of curtailing their activities, and the world needs to push back against them wherever they operate. That's what we're saying. We cannot allow Lebanon to be a platform from which harm comes to Saudi Arabia. The Lebanese people are innocent. The Lebanese people have been dominated by Hezbollah, and we need to find a way to help the Lebanese people come out from under the thumb of Hezbollah.
Are you considering cutting diplomatic ties with Lebanon?
We're looking at various options, and we're consulting with our friends and allies around the world to see what the most effective way is of dealing with the menace that's called Hezbollah.